Hello again, Upward Spiral Yogis. Greg Riley here from Upward Spiral Mind, and you'll notice I'm oriented differently today. Today we're outstanding in our field. So on today's schedule is about a 15-minute session of what I lovingly refer to as joint juice, which is going through each and every joint of our body, moving them systematically and in a coordinated fashion to remove stiffness, congestion from the joints. This in and of itself is enough yoga for just about everybody, keeping your joints healthy, happy, and lively, getting the crust and the itises out, the arthritis, rheumatitis, that sort of thing. I think you'll like it. Remember, I'll give you a ton of options. I do have two important objects here. These are my yoga blocks. In the link down below, there's a link where you can get a couple of yoga blocks fast and cheap, and they make a huge difference. They raise the earth up for those of us who are stiff and tight. And remember, I'm your teacher. And why am I your teacher? Because I teach the vast segment of humans in between the fighter pilots on this end, the people who can do everything, and the people who can't move at all. If you can move at all, if you can stand up and not fall over, you've found the right teacher. So I'm here to help you regain range of motion, range of emotion, have a little fun, and a class that is non-judgmental. And we remember one of our number one premises, which is comparison is the thief of joy. So off we go, less talking, more doing. And we're going to start with an absolutely ridiculous motion today. Remember, I want you to lose your mind. I want you to swim from the left side of your brain over to the right side of your brain. Left side, logic, figuring everything out. Right side, holistic, intuitive, present moment. So this is called zombie stepping, just to get into our body, just to arrive here. Bring the body, the mind will follow. 3, 2, 1. See, you feel better already. Bend your knees, stance out about as a little bit wider than your hips, slack arms, swing your arms. I know you can do this. I'm not going to teach a single movement that you cannot do. Let your hands make a little slapping noise as you gain a little momentum. And close your eyes, pretend you're a 4-year-old playing easily, happily, swinging your arms. 3, 2. Now next time you go to your left, put your right hand on your left shoulder, tuck your left arm behind your back, knees are bent, turn to your left. Look behind you to the left. See who might be catching up to you. Inhale here. And just take it over to the other side. Left hand, right shoulder, right arm behind your back, knees bent. Or as I like to say, go screw yourself down into the floor as you grip your feet, bend your knees, and release out. Good job. We're off to a good start. Exhale. Another name for this brand of work is Viyayama. That's a Sanskrit word. It means to dig out the congestion, the stiffness of our joints, and it makes these stuck, congealed, congested energies available for things that are more fun. Obviously, we're going up and down with our arms. Try this fun one. Up your back, knuckles behind your head, and poof. I call this poofing because it seems to be a perfectly legitimate name. And in yoga, you don't want evidence, you want poof of new well-being. And you're going up your chakras, red one, orange one, yellow one, green one, blue one, purple one, light one more. Now, these are also called snow angels. They get your shoulders going and out. Now, do you see how already we've done yoga movements that look unlike anything you've ever seen on the cover of Yoga Magazine? This is why I'm your new teacher, is because I give you movements that you can do that allow you to accrue the benefits of any of the more complicated yoga poses at a level that you can access. Because the only kind of yoga that's going to do you any good is the yoga that you can do and the yoga that you will do and the yoga that you do. Okay, this next one's weird, as is everything I teach. We sink down and we ripple up. This is called amber waves of grain. You sink down into ankles, knees, hips, and you roll up. Now, we don't fling our arms up at the end. That's called waving, and only Dodger fans do that. So sorry to offend Dodger fans, but no waving. This is just down, ripple up, close your eyes, feel your feet. A lot of these movements are simply designed to get you out of your mind, out of the future, out of the past, and here. And one more. Great movements for connecting to the earth. Inhale up and lace your hands up high. Bring your feet together. If you can't bring your feet together, it's okay. Some people are knock-kneed and their feet won't come together without dislocating their knees. That's not good. Feet together otherwise. Push your arms up. If you're stiff in your shoulders, neck, and back, like everybody, it's hard to straighten your arms. That's okay. Do what you can. Stretch up as far as you can. Then relax and put your knuckles on your head, knuckleheads. Now, just tilt left. Don't turn your chest. This is a tilt your right shoulder over your left one. All basic human ranges of motion. Inhale up. The main thing about studying with me is you'll gain a calm confidence that you can do it. You won't be overly frightened. You should always be challenged, engaged, but not afraid of doing yoga. Inhale up. If fear does come up, we'll dissipate it within the practice. Stretch your arms up and release out. Now, maybe one of the most challenging poses we'll do today is a forward fold. Many of us are very stiff. Forward folding, we look like this. This is us touching our toes. The toes are like, well, they're more than 2 feet away. So that's why we have these blocks. And have your feet about hip distance apart, bend your knees, and this is sufficient as long as you drop your head. Wag your head around. You don't need to look forward anymore. Keeping your knees bent and using blocks is the key to beginning to open up a forward fold. Never bounce. Fold over the top of your legs. Keep your back long and relaxed. And again, I'm just showing very average, middle of the road range of motion. Now wag your head, drain your brain, lose your mind. And there's this thing called pedaling your heels where you go left heel, right heel, and it creates a little movement. You kind of wag your tail feathers a little bit. Exhale all the air out and come up, yogis. Come up slowly, don't jerk up on your way up. Inhale up. Exhale. Now, we chant Om in all of my classes because of the wonderful things it does. So now we're going to inhale to the top, and our fingers are going to touch at the top of our inhalation. That was redundant. Then we'll Om on the way down. It'll make sense in a moment. You may notice I extend the Om as long as I can. There are reasons for that. We'll go into that in future classes. But for now, it's just the doingness that matters. Explanation comes later. Bring the body, the mind will follow. Now, an interesting thing with our feet, this is where the elite meet to open up and get the congestion and soreness out of their feet. So for this, left foot forward, turn onto your right toenails. For some of us, this may be a lot. Your right ankle is plantar flexed. It may bring about a feeling of instability. It's okay to feel unstable when you're doing yoga, because then you build stability. As you can, take your right heel around in a circle. It may not even be a circle to start. It may be more of a triangle or quadrilateral. And we'll do it 8 times. 3, 2, 1, other way. Remember, just make the circle the size that you can. It's okay to just be an average garden variety, middle of the road yogi, and you go to heaven just as quickly as the Top Gun fighter pilots. 8, right foot forward, turn onto your left toenails as if you're wiping toenail polish onto your expensive carpet. Now, you can't turn the ankle around. Boy, are you in the right place. You found your teacher. Today's mantra is, you found your teacher because you've been seeking. You've been thinking, when am I going to find the teacher who can show me things that I can do, not that crazy stuff that I see on television? That's me, because I'm just a regular old human, and I like feeling healthier in my body. 6, 7, 8. Great. Notice we're sequentially going through all the joints of our body. So let's go from the feet to our head. So if you drop your chin and just start your head around to the left, and if you got a stiff, crunchy, crackly neck, welcome to the human race. Important to remember to relax your shoulders. You can have your eyes open, you can have your eyes closed, you can have one eye open and one eye closed. Just do it. 6, 7, 8, and then other way. The key is to find what you can do and to visit the edge of your range of motion, and every day that you do it, because every day you do it, you'll gain newfound capacity. 6, 7, and 8. Now, believe it or not, relax your head down for about 20 seconds. Eyes are closed. Feel your feet on the floor. Let your attention sink from your head brain to your gut brain. Head brain thinks way too fast, too many thoughts, disconnected. The gut brain is slower, obviously more felt, more visceral. This grounds us. Open up the feeling of your feet on the floor. Let the energy, the weight sink into the floor. This is all the kind of mindfulness and bodyfulness that will bring us increased sense of serenity. Good, now face back up, and a very important thing, shoulders. So shoulders go forward, up, over, and around, down, and back. And again, this is another one of those crunchy areas for many of us. We develop a lot of stuck energies, tension develop in neck, back, and shoulder junction, and it makes you crack and crunch as you go around. It's generally okay. Relax your hands. 6, 7, and 8. Now, there's always the other side. Back, up, over, forward, around, and down. You can always start small and build up the volume. The main thing is that you do it. You just do it. There are only 2 times when you need to do yoga during the day. When you want to and when you don't want to. And even 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, done 5 times a week, will revolutionize your experience of living. That's a bold promise, but it's not my promise. It's a spiritual, metaphysical promise. Inhale up. Those are the kind of promises that don't get broken. Exhale out. Good, now try this very simple movement. Can you lace your hands behind your back? I've met football players and T-Rex can't lace their hands. If you can, that's a start. And then just lift your arms up a little bit. Keep your chin level and stretch your arms up. You may be able to pull your wrists in together. I've got friends who can pull their elbows in together. That's irrelevant. Stretch up and then release. Inhale up. And to relax the residual tension that built up from that, we'll bring the arms up the back one more time. Touch knuckles behind your head. And poof, out. Okay, now I'm going to teach you something that you'll use for the rest of your life, and you'll be so glad that you met me, your new yoga teacher, Greg, that will really help with the wrists. Lace and move your hands around in a circle. I'm moving them side to side so that you can maybe get a better sense of it. But just move it around, and your movement may be awkward and uncoordinated, but you will learn it. Other way, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Best thing I was ever taught and that I ever stole from someone else to relax tension that's in the hands. Shake your hands. These are called helicopters when you go side to side. If you can go fast, your fingers will slap and it'll make an audible noise. And then ups and downs. This is called excited teenagers talking. All my movements have developed a euphemism or silly name over the years. Good, now instant meditation. Hands cup at your heart, drop your chin, close your eyes. Stop thinking. If you start thinking, stop thinking. It's utterly unnecessary. No projecting into an imaginary future or rummaging around in a dead, stinky past. Just right here, right now. Good, relax your arms down. Inhale up. Note the inhaling up and the breathing. If all we did was 15 minutes of a little movement and a little breathing, we'd be well served. Now take your hands onto your iliac crest, the top of your hips. Bring your feet out this wide. Now go pigeon-toed. The reason for that, by banging the toes in and the heels out, is that it drives more movement into where the thigh bones meet your hip sockets. And just swivel your hips. Undulate your undercarriage. Now don't move your head around because then that disperses the movement from your hips. Keep your feet grippy on the floor like a cat being lifted up off of carpet. The whole carpet would come up. Good, and then reverse course for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. And one of them yogi inhales. We're going to Om now. Another benefit of Oming is it opens up your throat. Some teachers might say throat chakra. Whether you believe in chakras or not, Oming vibrates and relaxes the neck and the throat, the essential channel between the head and the heart, obviously. So when the throat is locked and blocked, we have a hard time speaking our truth, our voice, and Oming, amongst innumerable other benefits, relaxes, dilates, and opens the throat. Very good. Now, a lot of people have stiff, crabby knees, so I invented something called knee loops, feet together. Lace your hands above your knees. If you have stiff, crabby knees, just make a little circle down and to the right, the size of a quarter, or the size of a $50, or deeper and lower. And again, you know me, just an average, middle of the road, kind of flexible guy. But keep your feet flat when you come down and revolve around. This lubricates and gets tension out of our knees and other way. So many people have knee issues and they're afraid of yoga, but if you do this simple movement once a day, it'll bring lubrication. And there's a strengthening element. It works in the ankles and the hips, above and below the knees, which takes pressure out of the knee when the other joints are working. And 8, and come up, yogis. Inhale. And exhale. Now, could we keep going for another 45 minutes and go through a bunch of other movements? Of course we could. The purpose of Greg on Upward Spiral Mind, your new teacher, is to give you surgically segmented, intelligent sequences that you can borrow from at any time. So now we'll just have a seat for our conclusion. So this is where the elite meet to have a seat. So just sit legs crossed, doesn't have to be an exotic cross. And I wonder if you would indulge me in 1 minute of meditation, because 1 minute of meditation will make the other minutes of the day worthwhile. Close your eyes, chin level, shoulders relaxed, and you can do anything for a minute. Just start to feel your breath at the tip of your nose. Feel it a little cooler going in and a little warmer going out. And let the entire intricate, complex nature of your existence distill down to the inflow and the outflow of your breath. If thoughts come in, let them go in one ear and out the other. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, and the brilliance of just being. A great spiritual master said, you cannot by thinking add 1 cubit to your measure. A most provocative statement. We can't with our thinking improve our true nature. We can certainly degrade it. So sitting, nothing, quiet. Now for the last segment, just feel whatever you're feeling right now. What exactly, precisely does it feel like to be you at this present moment in time? Breathe what you feel what you breathe. If you can't sit for a couple of minutes, boy, have you found the right teacher. This is the most important thing that you could learn in your life. If you find yourself incapable of sitting, to be able to find yourself able to do it. Relax. The soothing sanctuary of doing nothing. Follow your breath. If you get distracted, come back to the inflow and the outflow of your breath. If you stick with me over the days, weeks, months, and years, we will grow and develop a strong, unshakable meditation practice, the most powerful tool available to human beings for evolving, progressing, raising our consciousness, ending suffering, amplifying joy, finding our true place in life. We can do many things, but meditation is our primary tool, and few there be that find it. Be one of those who does. Okay, now we'll chant Om to conclude our practice for today, yogis. Big inhale. Drop your chin, close your eyes. Feel the effect within your mind, body, and soul of having done a session of yoga just for a few minutes. Bring the hands into the heart. You don't have to be spiritual or religious. It's simply a sign of reverence, humility, presence. Relax the head down, bowing to the presence inside of your very own being. And all together, the mighty yogis, we all say, Namaste. I thank you for coming. Doing yoga once a day will change everything. It's quite a promise, and you'll only know it if you do it. So today, I'm going to let you borrow my t-shirt that says, just did it, because because you just did it. Thank you for coming. Be on the lookout for more targeted segments of yoga, meditation, Dharma talks, and other assorted higher consciousness tools here at Upward Spiral Mind. You could hit the subscribe button down below. It's a huge help. And a like if you liked it, or if you didn't. Either way, I'd love it. Okay, you guys, see you next time.